Welcome back everyone. Here we go for the game 2 of this best out of 3 taken from the Black Dragon League, this last week Black Dragon League. And once again a matchup, a face-off between here the Green Protoss Naniwa, it's the name that I recognize him best for, and he's going to be facing against the Red Zerg, DIMAGA, the Ukrainian Zerg master, and quite a powerhouse in the European servers and the European tournament scene as well. So as you guys saw in that first match, things didn't went very well for Naniwa. He kinda like got dominated by DIMAGA. He attempted a 4-gate rush on him, just make a strong push early on the game, and well, things just didn't come out as he was expecting, I would say, and ended up with DIMAGA defending brilliantly out of 2 bases, being able to produce a lot of units to counter the push, and then he just came down and trashed completely the plans from Naniwa. So a pretty impressive game, and that places DIMAGA now winning 1-0, and that means that Naniwa will have to do something about it on this match. If he doesn't, things won't be going his way and he's gonna lose the series. As you can see, there's plenty of chat going on. They're just discussing Naniwa's manners and his reputation, I guess. And they're just teasing each other, I guess, just trying to take a bit of concentration, make sure they're gonna be able to shake their opponents and make him fail a pylon placement or something on their build orders. And well, at this level, I don't think that will work that easy. The players are just very routined on what they have to do, but still they're attempting it. I guess that DIMAGA was just trying to apply a bit of pressure, see if Naniwa would break and forget doing something. For now, as you can see and following the build and what's going on the match, DIMAGA once again going for the cautious move, which is to get the spawning pool first, making sure that he's gonna have a way of defending any kind of early pressure from his opponent. At the same time, he's just annoying Naniwa, encountering the fact that Naniwa is sending his probe all the way down to the natural export from DIMAGA, and probably will try to place a pylon and stop him from actually get the hatchery down. So like that, he's just doing his build, and Naniwa won't be having any results coming out of having a probe here. Probe is just hanging. Probably like he did on the first match, he will only send his drone down to get the hatchery running when he has some Zerglings to poke at that probe. It is a fairly good option. Defensive, obviously it will has its drawbacks, but still might be the best option on this situation. And here comes the Zerglings, gonna surround this probe, I would say. Yeah, they're just following it, and meanwhile the drone comes down and gonna establish the hatchery at, let's take a look, yeah, fairly late, 20 hatch, but still more than fine for now. He has the game stabilized, there's no early aggression, so he's doing just fine. While on Naniwa's side, let's take a look. Yeah, this probe is gonna get killed. And now on Naniwa's side, as you can see, he finished his wall off, gateway into cybernetics core, standard play there. He's probably gonna try making his decisions, gonna start deciding which way to go next. Keep in mind that we're on Lost Temple, not like the most favorite map for Zerg ever, but still with these spawning positions here, a very short rush distance, the players might consider to apply a lot of pressure early on, and they already spotted each other, so I guess they know the exact positions. And from what I can see, Stargate going down, so gateway into cybernetics core into Stargate, this is a sign that Naniwa might be committing himself to a lot of airplay. I wonder if it's gonna be Phoenixes. As you guys know, now on the new patch, Phoenixes come out faster and might be beneficial for him. If he can just micro them and fly around, he's gonna be able to keep tabs on DIMAGA for a long time easily, and also with some proper microing, he's gonna be able to contain any movement from DIMAGA and kill his overlords, which probably will lock him for a while. His supply will get locked and will delay his build. Let's see which way he's going for now. Roach Warden incoming for DIMAGA, while here on Naniwa's side, he's getting the first Phoenix out. I wonder how many he's gonna make, but assuming that he went for this early Stargate, I would say he's gonna make plenty. Incoming first Phoenix, it's already out and flying around, while on DIMAGA side, he has the Roaches. He doesn't have much of an air defense for now, as you guys can see. It's basically the Queens. Hopefully he's gonna spot this Phoenix soon enough. There it is, killing the first Overlord and picking it up. Probably he's gonna scout around, see if DIMAGA placed any more Overlords outside of his base, and he's gonna kill them all one by one. DIMAGA probably, let's see if he gets supply locked or not, but I don't think so. He's going to be close. Yeah, there it is. He needs to make another one to keep going. But with these Phoenixes flying around, this is going to start looking dangerous for DIMAGA. He doesn't have any counter at the moment. We already have 3 Phoenixes. Now they come fairly fast, so it is an option to commit to a lot of mass Phoenix play. Queen trying to poke at one of those Phoenixes, while the Phoenixes capture and hunt some of those Overlords. Another Overlord kill, still containing the progress from DIMAGA, locking his supply and being as much annoying as possible. DIMAGA has to be forced to get more and more Overlords, I would say. There it is, 2 more just popping out. And meanwhile the Phoenixes flying once again. There's already 4 of them, so a fairly big squadron flying around and trying to harass. And keep in mind that later on, mixed up with a fairly good ground army, they can just hold units like that and have them on hold while the battle ensues, and that's quite useful for a Protoss player that actually can micro properly and can handle that kind of moves. DIMAGA trying to answer back, trying to get a counter to those Phoenixes, I would say, getting the lair tech. From there you can go for Mutalisks or Hydralisks. Hydralisks are very effective, but keep in mind that this might be a mind game. Naniwa showed him something like 4 Phoenixes, there they are. DIMAGA will be thinking, okay, he's gonna go mass Phoenix, so I'm gonna get a lot of Hydralisks and just trounce him down, just destroy completely his forces. And then it just transitions, because as you can see, Naniwa is now getting the robotics. So he might be preparing a transition and just make a fairly strong ground army, while DIMAGA will only have Hydralisks, and well, Hydralisks have plenty of DPS, but they're quite fragile. I can imagine, for example, some Immortals coming out and they just make huge holes on roaches and Hydralisks and stuff like that. So let's see which way is coming. First Immortal coming out. Meanwhile, DIMAGA taking care of his burrow. There's the burrow incoming and the glial reconstitution, the roach speed, while he keeps tabs on all the movements from DIMAGA. Nani just flying around. Now I guess he's gonna fly, see if there's no secret base any other way. So he's sending that Phoenix on the minimap to the top right, as you can see. And meanwhile, these Phoenixes are kind of like establishing a perimeter around DIMAGA's base, just making sure he doesn't have anything around here, and he just placed his natural expo, picking up the gas and working out of 2 bases just fine. Apparently, DIMAGA is still leading the way on the econ game, not by much. He does have more harvesters as well, so I would say that soon enough, I think Naniwa is going to start establishing his game to prepare a big ground army and decide to go for a push. Incoming the Hydralisks from DIMAGA, as you can see. He already has the Hydralisk den here, and now he might be heading the way that Naniwa was expecting. Not sure if that's the plan or not, but I do see Naniwa making plenty of Immortals now. Already has 2 here, he keeps producing more and more Phoenixes as well, so this is going to be a fairly unorthodox but effective unit composition. Let's take a look at it. As you can see, 6 Phoenixes, 2 Immortals, 5 Zealots and 4 Sentries. No Stalkers whatsoever, which is something that you don't see that often on a Protoss army. Meanwhile, advancing with the bulk of his ground forces into the first Xel'Naga watchtower, trying to take some of that map control that DIMAGA has been having all of this time. And I'm sorry, but I'm probably gonna have to take these bars, or else I'm gonna have flying units on top of ground units, and it's kinda messy to actually look at things. Look at that, it's a bit messy, so I think I'm gonna leave it for now like this. If I found that it's viewable, I'll just turn them back on again, but doesn't seem like that will be the case. DIMAGA picking up the rich mineral field, and meanwhile a small group advancing here, trying to take some of those creep tumors, avoiding having DIMAGA forces benefiting from the speed increase. And meanwhile, both players working out of 2 bases just fine, with DIMAGA trying to gain dominance on the econ game once again by picking up that 3rd base on the rich mineral field. Incoming movement, I think you're gonna have a big clash here in the middle. Once again, incoming force fields up. Nice split there, all the roaches in the front, with the Hydralisks not being able to reach most of the units, and now the Phoenix is lifting all the Hydralisks. Brilliant play here, killing them one by one, while all of those Immortals just punch huge holes into those roaches' carapaces. And notice this play by Naniwa, brilliant micro, excellent game decision, and he had all the proper counters to the army from DIMAGA, and DIMAGA just had his army completely roasted down. The Immortals pumping holes on the roaches, the Phoenixes holding all the roaches up in the air, the Hydralisks, I'm sorry, up in the air, and basically there was nothing from DIMAGA's army that could hold the advance. Nice transfusions by DIMAGA trying to contain the advance from Naniwa, but Naniwa keeps lifting the units, and the Immortal just pumping huge, massive damage into those roaches. Look at how fast the roaches go down. And the ones that are actually trying to shoot while the Immortals focus on other targets are just getting lifted by the Phoenixes and dominated completely. Brilliant micro by Naniwa, fairly short and straightforward game, but nice mind games, and ended up with Naniwa having all the proper counters to the units from DIMAGA. DIMAGA tried the Hydralisks, but with that amount of Phoenixes, able to lift all the Hydralisks, and while the ground units were just making mincemeat out of those roaches, well, things just didn't went very well for him. And with this result, we have a 1-1, and the series is tied and going for the final face-off, the final game. I'm hoping for a pretty intense match because both players countered each other on each of these games, so I guess they're gonna try something different. Also, this showed the power of the Phoenix now on the new patch. Lots of Phoenixes. If the player can actually micro them properly, well, you did saw the results here. Very effective indeed. So, game done. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. See y'all later. Have fun.